Hello everyone, welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, we'll be multiplying decimals and whole numbers. Whenever you're multiplying decimals and whole numbers, there are 4 steps that I'm recommending. Step 1, you ignore the decimal point. Step 2, you multiply as usual. And step 3, you count the decimal places in the problem. And step 4, you place a decimal point in the product based on the number of decimal places. Let's look at some questions. In question 1, we have 12.8 times 3. The first step is to rewrite the problem without the decimal point. So that's 128 times 3. Let's multiply. 3 times 8, that is 24, so we put down the 24 and carry the 2. 3 times 2, that's 6, plus 2, that's 8. Then 3 times 1 give us 3. Now we can put in our decimal point. So that's 12.8 times 3. That simply means in our first number, which is 12.8, we have 1 decimal place. Our second number is a whole number, hence there is none. So in total, there is only 1 decimal place. This simply means in our answer, we should have 1 decimal place. That means the decimal point will go between the 8 and the 4, making that 1 decimal place, and which simply means that there's only 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. So the answer to the first question is 38.4. Let's look at another question. In this question, we have 6 times 215.8. Now guys, remember that multiplication is commutative, which simply means that the order in which we multiply won't change the answer. So what I'm going to do strategically is to rewrite the problem as 215.8 times 6. And now we can get to our first step, which is to ignore the decimal point. So that will make it 2158 times 6. So let's multiply. 4 times 8, that will give us 48. So we put down the 8 and carry the 4. Then we multiply 6 times 5, which is 30. And 30 plus 4 is 34. So we put down the 4 and carry the 3. Next up, we have 6 times 1, which is 6, plus 3, which is 9. Then 6 times 2, which is 12. Now guys, after multiplying, we can insert our decimal point. The decimal point is between the 5 and the 8. That simply means that this number has 1 decimal place. And as we know, the 6 is a whole number which has no decimal place. So that means in our answer, we should have 1 decimal place, meaning there should be only 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. That makes the decimal point go between the 4 and the 8. So the answer to our question is 1294.8. Let's look at another example. In this example, we have 0.085 times 7. So the first step is to rewrite the problem without the decimal point. So that would be 0.085 times 7. Let's multiply. 7 times 5, that's 35. So we put down the 5 and carry our 3. Up next, we have 8 times 7. Now 8 times 7 is 56. And 56 plus 3, that's 59. So we put the 9 down and carry the 5. So now we have, should be 5. Then now we have 7 times 2 plus 5. 7 times 0 rather, which is 0 plus 5. Then we carry back our 5. Then 7 times 0, which is 0. Now guys, we're finished with our multiplication. That simply means we can insert our decimal point. This is simple saying that in our answer we should have what? 3 decimal places, given that there's 3 decimal places in the number right there. So let's check. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. That simply means the decimal point should be between the 0 and the 5. So the answer to our question is 0.595. Alright guys, you are doing a wonderful job. Let's look at another example. Now in this example we have 9 times 43.342. As you can see, the whole number comes first, which has less digit than the decimal. So what I'm going to do is to rewrite the problem. I'm going to rewrite the problem as 43.342 times 9. Alright, the purpose for this is to ensure that the larger number is at top and the number with more digits at top and the one with less to the bottom. And what justifies this movement is, remember that multiplication is commutative, so the order in which we multiply doesn't matter. Alright guys, let's rewrite this now. So the first step is to rewrite the question without the decimal points. That would be 4, 3, 3, 4, 2. And then we multiply by 9. So let's multiply right here, guys. It's 9 times 2. That would be 18. So we put down the 8 and carry the 1. Then 9 times 4, that's 36. 36 and 1, that gives us 37. So we put down the 7 and carry the 3. Then 9 times 3, that's 27. 27 plus 3, that's 30. We put down the 0 and carry the 3. Then again, 9 times 3, that is 27. 27 plus 3, that's 30 again. So we put down the 0 and carry the 3. And up next, we have 9 times 4, that's 36. And 36 plus 3, that gives us 39. After we're through multiplying, the next step is to insert our decimal point. So the decimal point will go back right between the two threes, making it 43.342. Now guys, we need to check the number of decimal places. Given that the decimal point is between the two threes, that means there are 3 digits to the right of the decimal point. And because there are 3 digits to the right of the decimal point, that simply means that there are 3 decimal places. So now guys, we need to insert our decimal point in the product. Alright, so we need to keep count 3 digits to the right, and then after that we put our decimal point. So the decimal point will be between the 2 zeros, making the answer 390.078. Guys, you have done a wonderful job in viewing these questions. We are now at the very end. At the very end, I have 2 examples here for you to complete for me. As soon as you complete these questions, I'm asking you to post your answers in the comment section. And as usual, guys, do not be selfish. Ensure that you share these questions with your friends, your colleagues, your students, your neighbors, your family, everyone. Invite them over to this channel so that they can share their responses in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, and see you guys very soon. There are a lot more videos to be shared. Thank you very much.